Hello, YouTube. This is Kisa, and I'm back with another video. Hopefully you can hear me. They're cutting the grass over there across the street. So I'll try to speak loud and project. Today's topic is going to be about zodiac signs. And today I'm going to talk about the Leo lion. I got the lilacs out. Oh, they smell so good. If you could only smell them. Anyway, the Leo lion. Yeah. I've been following zodiacs, been into zodiac signs, people's horoscopes. I'd have to say about 8 years now. And yeah, I really like knowing everybody's zodiac sign. Their sun sign, of course. I don't know their ascendant, and all that. I'm not into that. Some people can find out all that kind of stuff, but I just focus on their sun signs, you know, and it's really fun. I work at a place, I'm not going to tell you where I work at, but I work at a place where I probably could see about, I'd say about 100 people a day that I work with, that I've been working with for years. I've been at this job for over 25 years? Yeah, over 25 years. I stopped counting at 25, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. But I see different people. There's a lot of people in this building, but as far as like on an everyday, consistent level, I know all these people, and I know their birthday signs. Sometimes I don't even know their name, but I know their birthday sign. Isn't that weird? I know, it's kind of weird though. I'm gonna get into that. But yeah, I would know their birthday signs, and sometimes I even know I know their sun sign, and I'll know their spouse's sun sign too, because I'll ask them that, and then I will remember. I remember their birthday signs more than I remember their name. Not funny. That's weird, but I think it tells more about you than your sun sign than your name. I can always find out your name. Okay, just 1 second. Having coffee. So let's just say I've had a lot of practice, different personalities, different situations I've been in with people, and a lot of them have like certain traits about them because of their birthday signs, you know. And so, like, you know, like fire signs, and then the air signs, and the water signs, you know. And even when I'll ask them, like, what's your, because we'll be talking, you know, like, how's your wife doing? Oh, she's doing good, blah blah blah. Then I'll ask, like, what's your wife's birthday sun sign? And usually they don't even know. They're like, oh, well, she was born in like March 9th. And I'm like, oh, okay, she's Pisces. Sometimes I have to tell them. They don't even know, but they'll know the birthday. So I'll be like, oh, what's her birthday? Sometimes I'll just ask what the birthday is, because that could be kind of creepy to be like, what's your zodiac sign? What's your sun sign? And be like, I don't know. And that, again, and usually when I meet a person, because there's people coming and going and stuff, when I first meet them, I'll be like, oh, you know, I'll talk to them and everything, and I'll be like, oh, you seem like a really nice guy. When is your birthday? That's how I find out. At the front, at the very, very, very beginning, I will ask. I will probably ask them for their name. I know that's kind of weird, but I will ask their zodiac sign. I'll be like, oh, when's your birthday? I don't usually go, what's your sign? I'll say, what's your birthday? And then they'll tell me, oh, birthday, whatever it is. And I'll be like, oh, so that means you're this. And then, or sometimes I'll just be like, oh, I don't go into deep of like who they are and all that. I mean, come on. We all know that there's other things in our chart, but our sun sign is like our ego. So like when I, you know, have to get into something with them, like I don't know, a spouse, or a SPAC, or, you know, I don't know, like fight or something, not a fight, but, you know, just a argument, or I don't know, just, you know, dealing with life, then I can kind of, you know, figure out where they're coming from, but based if they're a fire sign, or earth, or water, like like air is all about the, you know, communication, and, you know, the jibber jabber and all that. Uh-oh. 1 second. Time to get some coffee. Okay. The air, the fire. Anyway, I find out what their zodiac is, and then I know it. I just know it. I don't know how I know it, but I just know it. And then, so anyway, we're talking about the Leo, and I work with a lot of Leos. I do. I know a few Leos, and at the top of my mind, I'm gonna think of one or two, and then I'm gonna talk about them and their traits. And again, just because you're a Leo doesn't mean that this is who you are, because there's other things, like you might have a lot of water in your chart, or a lot of earth, and so maybe you might act a little different than your classic Leo. Well, we all know the Leos are the Leos, okay? Come on, we know who you are. You're the flashy one. Yeah, you are. You're the one that drives a really nice car, and has all the nice jewelry and looks good, and hair is always on point. That's you, Leo. That's you. And you also be the one that could always have this resting bitch face. You do. You ever look at a Leo? The Leo's always kind of just like, until you go, "Hi, Leo, how are you?" And they're like, "Hi, how you doing?" But if you just check them out, they're just like, they always have this like serious look on their face. Like, what's the Leo thinking about? What the Leo's thinking about is, I don't know what they be thinking about, but they're pretty funny because they like the attention. They like the stage. That's what it is. They like the stage. They like to set the stage. It ain't no fun if they can't get on the stage. They've got to be the center of attention. And that's exhausting. And I could see them like walking in the hallway, and I'm like, okay, here come the Leo. And the Leo is just like, notice me, like everybody notice me. And then because I'm just a sick kind of twisted person, I don't notice them. They get mad. They get really mad when you don't notice them. And I'm like, okay, just 1 second, coffee time. Just 1 second. Okay, so I'm walking, and they're walking, they're coming in, and if you don't notice the Leo, I wouldn't say that they're sweating, because they're really in their own world. They really are. They are the center of their own world. Like, they're not thinking about what anybody else is thinking. But they will have that look, like, oh, you're not giving me any attention? Okay. And then, they're doing their thing. But you could just see them sulking because they're just mad, because, it's like, And I will act like I don't see them. I know it's terrible. I do that. And you could just see them being really like this, because you're not giving their that energy that they want, And then like you'll just come up to them and say, hi Leo, and they're like, hey, how you doing? That's all it takes with a Leo. That's it. All you gotta do is go, oh, I like your shirt, or give them a compliment, and they're just like, oh, how you doing? They're just, gotta love the Leo, man. They hone their own energy, and then when it's time to get on that stage and see, oh, you see me, I'm right here. Okay, I'm here. I'm Mr. Leo. Please notice me. If you don't notice them, they are not happy. My dad's a Leo. Yeah, he is, and he's funny. He is he's so funny. Like, my stepmother, she falls back on the energy and let my dad just kind of like, run everything. I have everything, all about him. And if I pay attention to my stepmother, which is really funny, like my dad gets in a funk. He really does. He gets in a funk. And it's like, you can't even share the attention with your own wife. I've noticed that. I'm like, dang. Like, if I would just want to hang out with her, and I'm not giving him the all the attention, and my dad gets in a funk, and I could see it. I'd be like, Dad is really in the funk because I'm hanging out with my stepmom. That's really, I mean, he's funny. But yeah, the Leos gotta have all the attention. They do, and they have to be the center of the attention. But anyway, the Leo that I work with, yeah, if he doesn't have your attention, he is like acting like he is just in a funk, and you'll ask him, Mr. Leo, what's wrong? And it's always, it's always like something that they're upset with. Oh, they didn't do this and they didn't do that, and I'm just upset about this, and I'd be like, dude, why are you always so upset about something? Like, come on. Like, it just seems like they're so depressing. They're just so depressing. Like, you are so depressed. Well, for what? And it might be like some issue that really you don't need to attack. You don't need to attack that. That's not your issue. You don't need to worry about that. But you're going to take that stress on, or just, oh, I just feel like they should do it this way. And if they don't do it this way, it just doesn't make sense. And I don't want to do anything. No, what you mean is if you're not getting the credit for something, then you're in a funk. You're in a funk. That's what all that means. If you don't get the credit for something, that if they don't come and say, hey, Mr. Leo, I noticed you did that. Mr. Leo, I noticed you did this. You did that, Mr. Leo. You did that, and I appreciate that, and I seen you. If you just come to work and nobody gives you a pat on your back all damn long, who has time for that? All damn long, Mr. Leo, you did good. You're great. Oh, Mr. Leo, you're great. If you're not getting that, you're in a funk. You are in a funk. If nobody is noticing your hard work, they got to notice that. I don't care what it is. If nobody's seeing that stuff, you become depressing. It is like, oh, Mr. Leo is upset. And it's just, But then you could come up and say, oh, Mr. Leo, I like the way, oh, thank you. See, just like that. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, you like my hair? Oh, well, I got a cut the other day. Yeah. Went to a new barber, but yeah, I think he did all right. But if you're not on that, Mr. Leo, you did good. Mr. Leo, you look nice. Mr. Leo, what's going on with your family? Mr. Leo, this. Mr. Leo, that. You are in a funk. I mean, you can't come out of it unless someone says something to you. And then you're just like, okay, yeah, hey, I'm here. You see me. I'm right here. And it can be exhausting. That's why I'd be like, just don't look at the Leo. Don't look at him. And you just be looking like, I know you see me. Do you see me? I'm over here. Why is she not talking to me? It's like, oh, Mr. Leo. And you could just feel that fixed fire energy. It's so contained. It's just like, it's just right there. It's not going anywhere. It's so fixed and contained, that fire energy. And it's just zoned in. It goes nowhere. It's just right there. And you can feel it. And it's like, dang, are you okay? Are you upset? No, I'm not upset. Well, your energy is just kind of just really thick and harsh. And they're just like, you can get them out of it, but you gotta do some stroking. You gotta do some stroking out that Leo to get that Leo out of that funk. Otherwise, if he gets in that funk, Leo don't play. If he get in that funk, it's it. That's it. They just will soak in it. It really stems from their ego. They got to have you stroke it day in and day night and day and night. Stroke it. And they're gonna be good to you, but you better be a lot more good to them. You better be real good to. You better notice everything they do, and even if you do something good, it's because of them. They're gonna take credit for something you did. Yeah, they do that too. Yeah, they do. They gotta take credit for all of this that's going around, and you better notice them. Otherwise, you're gonna be in a funk. And you can feel that depression. It's like, ooh, you're not happy? Why are you not happy? They come in, they want to talk about their family members. They might even want to show you some pictures of the family members, and you're like, I don't really know your family. I mean, they'd be like, oh girl, I gotta show you something. And you're like, oh, okay, Mr. Leo gotta show me something. And he's like looking at the pictures, and he'll show you a picture of a family member that has a child, and that child, and he'd be like, look, this is my great niece. And then I'd be like, oh, that's nice. What am I supposed to be talking about? And then you would do it over and over again till one day I said, I don't know these people. He's like, oh, I know you don't know that's my family, and this is so and so and so and so, and they're my family. I said, I know, but you realize that I can't really get excited. I mean, I'm excited for you, but I ain't really excited because I don't really know them. And he was like, it was like he's like, you never even thought about it like that. He's like, oh, and then I know I had to feel like a jerk, but every time I see him, I had to stroll down there and look at all the pictures of so and so, that so and so, and I'm like, dude, I don't know them. But the Leo don't care. Leo like, this is what I'm on, and if you're gonna be around me or I'm gonna put you in my world, you're gonna be on what I'm on. This is so and so, and she cute. Yeah, she's cute. Yeah, she's beautiful. But when you're like, oh, I got something to show you, and I'm like, what? And you didn't showing me a picture of somebody that knows. Hey, it's exhausting, Mr. Leo. Come on, Mr. Leo. Really? You're gonna really show me everybody that you know and your family, and then they take accolades for something that the family do, and I'm like, oh, that's great. I don't know. I don't know what. Now, if they had said this is what I'm doing, then I'd be like, oh, right on. I could get with that. But I don't know how to react about so and so and so and so, that somebody in your family that you know, and they're doing this and this, that. I don't even know how to react to that. I just be like, okay. I mean, I don't want to sound like a hater, but I just don't know. I can't get excited, Mr. Leo. Just can't. I just be like, I mean, I'm excited for you, but not at a point where every day I'm gonna be like, ooh, let me see that picture of so and so. But Mr. Leo is like, hey, this is what I'm on, so look at this. I'm just like, wow, Mr. Leo just doesn't even get it. It's like, wow. I remember one time I went to Leo and I said, hey, Mr. Leo, because I noticed he's kind of like, not dating right now, not really, he don't really have any like stories about going out or doing anything, dating or all that. And he's single. I said, Mr. Leo, are you, do you find yourself to be the kind of guy that goes out and puts himself out there in relationships, or are you the kind of person that want people to come and like make the first move with you? Do you want to make the first move, or are you waiting for them to make the first move to you? In relationships, like, do you do more in the relationships, or do you wait for them to do more work? And he said, oh, no. In all the relationships I've been in, I've always done all the work. I'm the one that did this and I did that, and I mean, like, things around the house. No, I don't mean things around the house. I'm talking about just putting it out there like you're interested. Are you interested? Do you kind of like show like, hey, I'm available. I want to hang out with you. I want to kick it with you. What do you do? And he says, oh, yeah, I'm the one that makes the first move. I make the first move all the time. And I said, oh, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. Then I asked him another question. And I said, so when you go out, you're more sociable, like you're the one that makes you talk to them and you approach people. When you go to the bar, or when you go, I don't know what he does, but when you go somewhere and you see somebody you like, you approach them and then you be like, make the first move. And then I said, or are you at the stage in your life where you don't really want to go through all that? And he goes, yeah, you're right. I don't never make the first move. I can't be playing those games. I can't do this. I can't do that. And I said, At first he said that he do all the work, but then in a roundabout way, I asked him some questions, And then he was turning around, and then after I asked him a few questions, he was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't make the first move, and I do wait for them to do all the work." And I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. He is not going to be he might like do something subtle, but he's not doing all the work. They got to come to him and be like, "Hey, I'm interested. I'm going to be hanging out with you." And even then, he's probably going to be like, "Nah." He'll be real picky about it. I don't know. But he's like, "Oh yeah, I make the first move, and I'm always doing all the work in the relationship." I knew he wasn't. I knew it. And I said, "Okay, think of it this way." I said, the lion sits in the field, and he lets all the lioness go out and get the food and bring it, and he eats. And when I brought it to him like that, he's like, "Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah." See? Yeah, you ask somebody something, but you can't just come out and ask them straight out. You have to ask them in a roundabout way, and then the way they answer it then go tell you exactly what's real and what's not. Okay, I knew darn well even at work he approach it only if there's a stage. He'll approach it and then be like, "Okay, now the boss is around, everybody's around. Okay, now I'm gonna shine. I'm gonna show you what the Mr. Leo can do." But there ain't nobody around. He'd be like, mainly complaining. Mainly complaining. He ain't gonna step up and do anything unless there's somebody around to see it. I mean, I'm sure he's bomb at his job because he is a bomb guy. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of times he just complaining and complaining unless there's some kind of stage to it. I'm like, okay. But anyway, I was wondering. I said, okay, so what are you doing in a relationship? Are you complaining in your relationships? Are you nitpicking at every little thing and then like maybe like saying you want to be interested, and then when they get kind of into you, Mr. Leo, then you kind of back away and then wait for them to do all the work? And he's like, "Yeah, I guess I kind of do that. I didn't even think about that. Oh, you just put me onto something. I didn't even know I was like that." I'm thinking in my head. I didn't say it out loud. You know I didn't say it out loud. I'm thinking, you are so freaking lazy, Mr. Leo. Of course you're going to wait for everybody to do all the work so you can just come back and feast off of it. Mr. Leo. But you got to love them, though. They got a lot of style, don't they? They got a lot of style. And they're freaking smart. They're smart. I feel like they're smart because the opposite sign is Aquarius. So they got a lot of nerdy in them. Yeah, they're pretty smart. The Leo and the Aquarius. Yeah. They don't, even though the Aquarius is the opposite sign, you really could tell the difference between the Aquarius, because the Aquarius is not all about that needing all that kind of attention where it's showy and here I am, everybody see me kind of. So it's like that extreme. And then the Aquarius is more like, I'm going to be eccentric and I don't want anybody to really notice me. But then but you're eccentric, so of course they're going to notice you because you got that like purple hat on and it's like summertime. I don't know. Aquarius, you are a little eccentric. But anyway, I'm going to talk about them next. But yeah, the Leo, opposite sign of the Leo is the Aquarius. So they're going to be pretty smart. I call it a little nerdy, but yeah, pretty smart. But yeah, they got a lot of ego. Ooh, you got to be careful with them, because don't hurt their ego. Don't. Their heart is right there, and if you just pick at it, ooh, it's not going to be good for you. And they will take care of their family. And they'll tell you about yourself. And you got to look fly when you're around the Leo. Because Leo's going to be fly, and they want everybody else to be fly around them. And they're giving. They're going to give a lot. But you got to do all the work. They're going to give a lot if there's a stage around. If they can get some attention from you. I'm just talking shit, that's all. Don't get mad. I love you, Mr. Leo. You got style. You got class. You know. Oh, relationships. Who's the Leo? Lauren London. She's a Sagittarius. She's my sign. Lauren London and Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle had a lot of style. A lot of style. And them pictures that they took, oh yeah. And he made sure that she looked good too. See, they're gonna be giving. They're gonna make sure that you know you're on the same level. They both look good, and I'm gonna miss that little dynamic. You know, just real quick. Yeah, when I found out that he was a Leo, I was like, ah. And you could see some of his like seriousness. You know, I don't know what it was like to be around him, but he did have that look, like that fixed fire energy. It's like you could feel that heat, and it's just in one spot. See, I got the heat too, but I give it around. It's like, woo! Mutable signs are just fire, 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 fire. For the Sagittarian, their fire is like hopping around. It can't just sit in one area and just fester. We don't like to sit anywhere and fester for any time without optimistic sign. And we got to spread it around. But that Leo wants to keep it contained. It's like, I'm here, I got fire, and I'm going to contain it. It's like, okay, geez. I guess that's the energy I feel. Because I'm not used to that. I'm like, just spread it around. I mean, they spread it around when they feel like it. If there's a need to, you know, like, you know, if they can show off, they will. They're going to spread it around if they can show off. Now, these are what I'm talking now is about the Leo man. Leo woman's different, and I'm gonna talk about the Leo woman next, and then I'm gonna do the Aquarius man, and then the Aquarius woman. Yeah, I'm gonna do that next. So look out for that video. But yeah, how do you feel about the Leo man? Do you feel like they need all that attention? Do you feel that way? Do you feel like it's exhausting stroking that Leo lion's mane? Oh, Mr. Leo, you're so great. You're so awesome. Is it exhausting? It is for me sometimes. That's why I keep my head down sometimes. I'm like, oh no, here comes Mr. Leo. He wants everybody to see him. I hope he never sees this video. I don't think anybody would really know who I'm talking about. I'm kind of like a cluster of a bunch of Leos that I'm working with. It's not just one particular Leo. It's a bunch of them that I'm thinking about. Not just one. Not you. Don't think it's you. It's not you. Okay? Don't get mad. Don't get mad. I'm sad. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. But yeah. How do you feel about the Leo? Leave a comment. I think they're great. I do. I just got to be in that mindset to have to, you know, stroke them. Like, you know, how you have to deal with a child. I guess Leo is kind of like the child, like, you know, they're very playful and showy, and, you know, their ego, they're quick to flash, especially if you bruise their ego. Everything is ego with the Leo. And why do they always have that? Like, when you go to work and you find out that someone's a Leo, just watch it when they're not doing anything. Just see if their face is like this. And then you go, hey Leo, what's going on? Hey, how's it going? I mean, not everybody is walking around just like, hey, how's it going, all the time and smiley. But for the most time, they always have this like look, like they're like pissed off, or they're mad, or they're depressed. Mainly the depressed. It's like, damn, what are you upset about now, Mr. Leo? And then you ask them, they're like, oh, I'm not upset. Oh no, sometimes they'll tell you if they're in the funk. They will. I'll be like, oh, how you? I'm in the funk today. It's like, okay. Yeah, I mean, at least you let me know. I mean, I already know. I can feel it. I can feel all that energy. I'm in the funk today. I don't know. And then sometimes, like, if they're in a really big funk and you just like, oh, I'm just not gonna be able to do it, then you go to them and tell them you're having a funk, even though you're really not. Just be like, and then you have an excuse to kind of not stroke their ego all day because you're just like, I don't feel like doing this. So you just go up to them and go, oh, Mr. Lee, I'm just not feeling good today. And then they're like, okay, you get a pass for not stroking my ego. That's how you guys do it. Then you're like, oh God, now I don't have to look at pictures and talk about so and so that I don't know who they are. I don't care. And then I could just be like, oh, I get to have time for myself. Mr. Leo's not gonna, because you'll look up and they're looking at you like, you see me here. I'm the sun. You know I'm here. And you're just like, please don't look at me. Oh God, I don't have time to talk to the Leo. It's all about the Leo and what they have. That's another thing. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them, and even my own father, okay? I can be like, call him on the phone, and he could be telling me about something. I'll be like, oh, that's great. And then I'll say something about me, and it'd be dead silence. And I know Daddy loves me, I know that. But Daddy just has no conversation unless it's about him. He's got no... Now, when he gets off the phone, he's probably bragging to someone about me. But when I'm on the phone with him, it's almost like he has no... I know he doesn't, but it just seems like he doesn't care. He just be like... I'm like... And it'll be quiet. I'll be like, Dad, you have nothing to add to the conversation, Daddy? I mean, face to face is a little bit better. But, but my dad... Like, for me to sit there and say, oh, Dad, this happened, and then this happened, like some stories that have to do with me, baby, Dad don't have time for that. That's why I learn these things, because, like, I know if my own father is like this, then, this is just who they are. You don't have to be like, oh, the Leo just doesn't get me any attention, the Leo's just rude, and the Leo just, well, he's never rude, get me wrong. The Leo just doesn't pay any attention to anybody but themselves. They're so selfish, or, I don't feel that way because I already know that's just how the Leo is. Leo just thinks, up to them about themselves, a little bit, I guess they probably, like I said, when you walk away and they're talking to somebody else, they're probably bragging, not bragging, but, telling their friends, oh, my granddaughter this, or my daughter this, my daughter that. But face to face, you just think they're just not interested in you at all. You just think, well, that's not true. That's not true. Sometimes they'll say, now I'm not talking about the Leo woman, but the Leo man sometimes will say, well, how about what's going on with you and your kids or your backyard, or not my dad. My dad don't do that. But the Leos that I work with occasionally, and I have to say that but it will kind of like throw you because you're like, oh, you're talking about me? You want to know about me? What? Well, no, they will. They'll occasionally ask about you or something going on in your life, and then you'll be kind of like thrown off and go, oh, they do care about me. But I had to pull teeth from my dad to get him to talk. I don't know. All he talks about is dog. He has a dog. And everything is just about that dog. And then after we talk about that dog, you ain't really talking about nothing else. We talk about nothing else after that. I'm like, dang, Daddy. But when he's around, of course he cares. And, he's going to be there for me and all that. And I'm sure he brags to other people about me. But just, I don't know. That's just a Leo, He does nice things for me, though. My dad is very, very considerate. And Leos are considerate. They'll go out and buy you a nice gift, They'll do that. They'll, they'll make sure that, nobody is, like, hurting you or being abusive or anything, because they'll get with anybody that's coming after their kids or their family members. They don't play that. Or their friends. They're very loyal. Very, very loyal. So, thanks for watching, and I'll be back to talk about some other signs, and I really enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye.